the other schools being good makes us have to be good to beat them, which makes my boys better off when they go to high school.
Yeah, and it's Taft. It's not a small school.
Oh man, we have like almost 1,500 kids between 5th and 8th grade. Like, it's nuts. Hey, what I told y'all at the beginning when we had our meeting, not everyone can be a Taft Royal, so take advantage of what's in front of you. You're either with it or you're not. No love lost. Just is what it is.
Eric, what's up, my friend?
Not much, man.
Nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice to meet you officially.
Officially. My name is Ricardo. This is the Mas Futbol Podcast. You probably know already.
Big fan.
I appreciate the support always, man. Eric, do you go by Perry, Parker, EP?
EP, Eric, Coach Parker, EJ, whatever. I'm a junior, so sometimes when people hit me with that one around here, I'm just like,
oh, okay.
You don't know my name like that. Who's calling me that? But most people just call me Coach Parker.
Coach Parker. And for the people that don't know, you work and coach at Taft Middle School, right?
Yes, I'm a teacher, I'm the boys soccer coach, and I'm the athletic director at Taft Middle School.
Nice. Well, for the people that don't know you, could you give us like a quick intro to you and who you are, what you do, and then we can kind of start from there?
Yeah, so I'm Eric Parker, originally from Oklahoma City, went to high school in Bristow, Oklahoma, towards Tulsa, right off the turnpike. Went to the University of Oklahoma, moved back home to OKC. Been a teacher for 6 years now, predominantly working with newcomers. So most of my kids just got to the United States, their first or second year in the country. Been doing that for a cool minute, was at Northwest Classen, came to Taft, took over the boys team, did some cool things, then was gifted the keys to the entire athletics program for some reason, and things seem to be going well. So yeah, that's where we are now.
Nice, dude. Well, hey, congratulations to you.
Thank you. It's been interesting to be on the administrative side of sports, so it's been a good time.
How different is that from just being just one responsibility, one team? Now you have every team.
It's been good. The hard, you got to find coaches. You have to be that bearer of bad news even more so much. Letting kids got to check eligibility, got to make sure that they're fit to play, that they have all their paperwork done, communicate with parents, get scheduling, find buses, uniforms. Coaches are like, I need this, I need that, I need this. And I'm like,
oh, man.
Okay. But it's not too bad.
Yeah, and it's Taft. It's not a small school.
We have like almost 1,500 kids between 5th and 8th grade. Like, it's nuts. And then add on top of that, I'm trying to go support all the PAL teams and do this, and then run my own team that I'm the actual coach of and get all that stuff prepped. So it's been a lot, but I'm a person who likes to do multiple things at once, so it hasn't been too bad. I can't complain.
And you seem like you're a right guy for that kind of job. You seem like a really good, nice guy, and you have a passion for it, it seems like.
Oh, yeah.
So how has this year gone for you?
It's gone really well. My main focus has been our girls' sports and trying to get them back to what Taft used to be. Just to brag a little bit, we as a school, we're old. We have 91 city championships in all sports.
91?
65 other trophies from competitions, 5 state titles, and 1 national championship.
Man, that's from when I was in school. Taft was always good at almost every dang sport. Why is that?
It's a pedigree, man. We're royalty. But it's just also, we've had a lot of great coaches throughout the generations. A lot of kids. We're in that central part of the city, and there's not really a lot of middle schools up there to compete with for numbers of kids and things like that. All the other schools around us now are application schools. And then Putnam City, like Mayfield's just a little bit further west from there, but we just have a lot of kids in the middle of the city that just like to do everything. So it kind of works out to our favor. But this year's been good. Our girls' sports are starting to climb back to where they used to be. We've had good numbers. Boys' sports have been competitive. All city runner-ups, cross country, semifinals in the football. Wrestling is going off right now. They're doing really well.
Really?
But this is all credit to the coaches. I got good coaches this year that I told them, I'm like, hey, if you want what I got, you got to just build and work with what we got. There's no complaints. You got to put the energy into it if you want it. So some of them have really bid into it, and they're poured into their program. So that's what we want in middle school. I don't want them to be like, oh, it's a check. And we'll show up. We might practice, get paid, go to the game, get blown out, and then go on. No, we want them to be competitive, to develop, so they're ready when they go play 6A across the street at Northwest Classen.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it, because I guess on top of that, now you're building relationships with those Northwest Classen coaches, right?
Yes. And I mean, I have a great relationship with Matt and Danny with the boys program. Our girls coach for soccer has a great relationship with Yoli.
Shout out to Yoli. Shout out to Ross.
Yeah, they're real ones.
They are.
OGs. But we want that to happen across the board with all our sports. Our wrestling team is practicing with Northwest Classen today. Them and Mary going to Ross together. Trying to build that up. So the hope is we can do more of that, so it's not just our soccer team seeing that success, that it's everyone.
Yeah, that's I think that's very important to have the high school working together with those high schoolers, because eventually, like, if those kids can envision themselves in those roles, like they're going to be so much better off, you know what I mean? Having something to shoot for. And dude, Northwest Classen is no joke in soccer.
It is not a joke. I want people to know that, and I want the boys coming through our programs to know that too. When I took over because I came from working at Northwest Classen to Taft, and when I took over the boys team, the first thing I did was call up Matt and Danny and say, what do you need from me? You know, the bridge had been kind of severed a little bit, but we had a long conversation on what we wanted from the boys, what kind of mentor we wanted, all these just little things that had been bumps in the road for them as they try to win state again. So, all right, I got in, laid the hammer down, and in a lot of cases where you would see kids quit, it was actually really good for the Taft kids. This has structure. This isn't easy. There's a plan. We want to win. If we follow this, we will. And they've
bought into it.
They've bought into it a lot.
They're just like, dang, now you must be trying to find creative ways to stay on top of them and challenge them, right?
It is. I mean, man, that first year, they were coming off of not the best season. And that group, I came in October and told them, I'm like, hey, this is what you need. This is what we're going to do. This is what I'm about. You either do it or you don't show up. And they showed up in droves. So at the point where I was like, oh, man, we have to get rid of. I thought that was going to eliminate a lot of the kids.
Hopefully I can scare off a few of them so I can have a good base.
Yeah.
Little did you know it did the opposite, right?
It did the opposite. And the results showed they went undefeated. We didn't struggle with anybody in all city and just won the championship. It was crazy.
That's congratulations, man.
That was crazy.
You had him with a big eggshell on the back carrying milk cartons like Goku and Krillin.
Oh,
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, man.
Going up the stairs at Taft.
That first day, I think the first day of practice, a couple of them tried to test it. They're just like, how serious can he be? So we have a Taco Bell across the street, and they showed up late.
Oh, no. Really? First day?
First day, and they just ran the whole time.
That's you probably kind of knew, like, they're testing me right now.
Oh, yeah. No, they always do. Kids will, especially middle school kids, they'll see what they can get away with, and they'll run with it. This year, I'm probably a little harder on them than I was that first season. And it's just solely because last year didn't end up what we wanted. So it was time to reform, make sure they know that for real we're not joking this time. So I've got some surprises cooked up for tryout week. We had 100 boys sign up, which is nuts.
Soccer just started. When did it start for you guys? Because I know you guys are doing futsal as well.
Yeah, we're doing futsal right now. I brought the kids who were on varsity or eighth grade, or who are eighth graders right now, who at least played last year. I brought them in December to kind of do like a little preseason thing. We've been working out. We've been doing little things. We're making them push sleds across the field because we're not getting bullied by another team again this year. I promise that.
Okay.
And we'll bring the rest in January. We'll do a full tryout. I had to have the leadership of the team really go through everything, and we'll put all the other kids through just so they know what it's about, know why we're doing it. Because I want them to take over the team. I want it to be a player-led team. So giving them a lot of control, and I trust them with that control, so it's no big issue.
What are some of the challenges you see this season? Well, how did your season go last year? Let's start there, and then we can go from here. Well, let's start from the beginning. You've been there 4 years?
This will be year 3 as the soccer coach, 4th year being at Taft. Before that, I was helping the girls a little bit.
Okay, how'd that first year go? I think you said you won it, right?
Yeah, first year went well. We only conceded 3 goals all year. Again, it was just they were really great kids, and the good thing about where we're at in Taft is a lot of our kids play club. If they're not playing club, they're playing with their uncles and dads at Western, so they're playing often. We have a good little pickup culture over there. That little field next to Taft is always full of kids, their families playing games over there. So the good thing is most of my boys, especially on the varsity end, have the skills necessary to play. And then what they don't have is strategy, thinking the game through. So that's where I come in. I do a lot of managing rather than coaching, if that makes sense.
It does.
Which is fortunate for me. I'm very, that's what I like to do, so I'm glad I'm on that end of things. Shout out to everyone who does like elementary and like early youth development. You're real MVPs. I just reap what you sow for me, so I appreciate you. I can't do it, but I'm happy someone else is that has a passion for it. So first year, no issues putting the kids in the right positions. Some of them trying positions they never thought they would try before and being successful in it. Like, yeah, I told you so. Steamrolled everybody. Was a good feeling. Had a lot of younger players playing, and then the goal was to go back to back. Taft has done that plenty of times before, so we were trying to replicate that. Didn't go to fruition. Had a really good team, but you know when you win, sometimes you get complacent and other people get hungry. And we came across a very hungry Jefferson team last year that I guess they had us circled on the calendar or something, because whenever we played them at Taft Stadium, they did not hold back.
Wow.
They were physical. They were a great team, and they bodied us. It was 3-0, man. We missed a lot of chances that we could have scored and changed the dynamic of the game, but it was just like the energy that night. I was standing on the sideline like,
they just wanted it more that night.
They really want this more than us, and I let the boys know that afterwards, and I told them, I'm like, all right, next game's more important. What are we going to do? We're going to just let this define everything, or are we going to start working to get our lick back, essentially? And we started working on that. We didn't lose another game after that. Went to Chickasha, won that tournament. Had some misfortune from some OSSAA rules about that tournament, so didn't get to play in All City after that.
No way.
Yeah, so our whole mission was we're going to get Jefferson back, because we know that if they can beat us, they'll make the final. So the goal was to get back to the final or semifinal and meet Jefferson again and beat them. But our plan of taking the boys out of the city to play different competition, to experience that, to play these other schools, play Chickasha, play Guyman. We were hoping Deer Creek was going to be there, but they weren't. All is to build up with what we wanted for them when they get to Northwest, play different competition that they're going to see in the future. Well, we only allowed one tournament in middle school, and I wasn't really counting All City, which is our little conference thing.
Which is when you're forced to play, right?
Yeah, so I wasn't really counting that as an actual tournament, so I was like, I'm sure it'll be fine. And what ended up happening was, I think a parent from another school.
Oh, really? Yeah, somebody was going to...
Yeah, someone, suffering from success, right?
I like that.
You get haters. So I know we're doing something well when we have haters, but the part that upset me the most is, it's middle school. I want the kids to play.
Yeah, it's not their fault.
I again, shout out to Jefferson. They won All City last year. And I consider them a legitimate champ because they beat us. So I'll take that L, and then we'll keep it stepping from there.
They caught a fair one, I guess.
But those kids are going to do great at Grant. At the end of the day, I just like seeing our city flourish and shine. So I really hope they can do something special as well over there.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of great high school teams. I mean, Grant's doing great. I'm surprised to see Capitol Hill did really great in 6A last year as well. Northwest Classen is never one to play with as well. I mean, you can include the PCs. PC West is great as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, there's definitely a lot of good competition in the high school wise. But that's very unfortunate that that happened to them, and I guess that leads us to this year.
Yep, and you know, I had to let we were a young team last year. I had a lot of kids who were 7th graders who were taking the reins of leadership this year. They know what we want. It is win all city or it's a bust. Playing high levels, playing against good competition, and then getting ready for them to go play 6A at Northwest. Those are the only win all city, do it the right way, go perform well in 6A the next year. So we've hit the ground running this year. They've been working hard. We entered the futsal league. Kit was a real one, letting us join in that. Eddie and Kit really at first they were going to play at Taft, I guess, but then went back to the courts at Santa Fe. So I was like, can we still play? And they're like, yeah. So they're just doing us in the 2010 and 09 division with some club teams. And the first day was Saturday, and it went great. It was fun. So no, it was good, and the boys are having fun. You know, had an open gym today. No coaching from me, just letting them play and enjoy playing the game for a little bit. Don't want to overcoach them. There'll be plenty of that in January when the rest of the boys come out, and I gotta put the mask on essentially. I'm not gonna be. I have to tell them, guys, I'm not gonna be nice.
We're on a mission.
Yeah, we're on a mission. Your teammates are gonna do something dumb those first couple days, and it's gonna result in y'all doing something horrible. So just get it out of your head now.
You're waiting for that one mistake that happens every year, right?
It's gonna happen, but it has to happen. That first week of tryouts has to be hard. I personally would love to have 100 boys out there, but for what we want to do, that's not feasible. So
who's going to carry the boats?
Yeah, pretty much. We'll have 2 teams. We always have a varsity and a JV team, and then we kind of just keep it like that and start weeding out whoever can't cut it. Now, if too many of them cut it, then it's going to come down to how good are you. But for the most part, it always sorts itself out.
So is there a date on the calendar that's circled for you guys this year, or is it just the all-city?
It is just all-city, and essentially, and I tell the boys that we don't care who's in our way. We need to treat every opponent like they're the greatest team in the world, and we're going to go after them. I'm a Barcelona fan, but I use Real Madrid as an example because
it's rough for a Barca fan right now.
Yeah, it's rough right now. And
I hear you.
All the kids are walking around me in the hallway doing the Bellingham celebration. I'm like, well, y'all leave me alone.
It's rough right now.
I don't even know who you are. Like, this
Right?
random kid. So I just tell them, hey, treat that team like it's Real Madrid, and you're just going to go give them your best.
Here comes the soccer coach. Hit him.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Oh, man.
hilarious.
Dude, I
That's
don't
hilarious.
even know who you are. Some 6th grader or something.
That's funny.
I got like a Benzema jersey on. I'm like, oh, okay, who told you about me? Why do you know this? But it is what it is. So nothing circled other than all city. I mean, I don't even know who we play yet, but we're in divisions. And, I mean, Belle Isle is a rivalry game. Classen SAS is a rivalry game. We're trying to make one with Marigold and Ross because we go to Northwest Classen together. We did it in basketball this year. We played each other at Northwest Classen, kind of a neutral site, build up a little rivalry. So we're going to do another one in soccer at Taft Stadium, play against each other, Caballero Clásico or something like that. We'll, call it the basketball and the Knights Classic. We'll put a little twist on it for soccer, and I think it'll be a good time. So those are 3 games that I kind of have circled, but I want to treat every game like it's a rivalry game this year. No holding back on anyone, going after everyone, and then seeing what happens.
I'm over here waiting for you to say, like, Jefferson. Like, what about this Jefferson rematch?
Hey, that was, again, that was last year's groups thing, trying to.
New year, new coach.
New year, new coach. I think Jefferson has a new coach. I think one of Chickasha's old assistants is Jefferson's coaches. Okay. There's a lot of good coaches on the district this year. On the boys' side, Capitol Hill's athletic director, big soccer guy, has been doing it for 30-ish years, and he's taken over their boys' team. Webster has a good boys coach right now. Jefferson has a good boys coach right now. So I think Classen's starting to work with their high school a little bit more. So I think it's going to be a good season.
Nice, dude. Seems like middle school soccer is in good hands so far.
It feels like it is, and some of the schools are trying to grow. FD Moon has a program that they've had for the past 2 years, so I hope that one can grow a little bit more. Mm-hmm. John Marshall's trying to get it going. They have a good athletic director. It's trying to make it happen. So we'll see what happens, man. Western Heights plays with us also. Like, they're a part of our competition now, so I have no idea what's going on out there. They might have some
Heights.
elite team right now that I don't know about that's off my radar. So we'll just going to treat each game brand new, and then hopefully come All City we're playing our best ball. And I think I have a team capable of doing something really special and really great this year. So we'll just see what happens.
Does that start in January or February?
First matches usually start end of February, early March, and then usually that early part of February, they're having the big futsal thing downtown. Mm-hmm. And they usually invite all the middle schools and high schools to occupy a couple courts and play a little bit. So that's...
Yeah, which was fun last year.
Yeah, it was a good time. Mm-hmm. So too much of a good time. So now here I am playing futsal through the Winter League, so hopefully we can keep doing that every year. I like it.
Yeah, because you guys also have that futsal court, that basketball futsal court there too.
We have one of the older ones. That's pretty small.
The OG. You have an original one.
We have the original
one. Of the first
one.
Ones. Yeah. Yes, you are right.
So we're gonna get a new school building here soon.
Really?
Yeah, the bond passed, and they're gonna build a new court out there whenever that eventually gets done. We're gonna have to say goodbye to the old futsal court, and we'll have to say goodbye to that old little practice pitch over there.
Really?
Yeah, that's where the new building's gonna be. So probably before they start construction on that, might have a last chance. Everyone
just to go back out there.
Go out there and just have some sessions.
A lot of Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday nights out there.
Oh yeah, man.
It's a good pitch.
It's a good one. It's become a little sand pit now, but that sand pit creates great players over there. If you can play in that,
you can play in anything.
Play anywhere.
Well, there's a reason it's a sand pit. It's overused.
It's. I think they try to put those stay off the grass signs out there. And
sorry.
They try to have the fence locked. I'm like, no, the kids have a little pool that they do. The kids get in the stadium sometimes and play. Like, you can't hide it away from them. They'll find a way. I
understand why they do it, to keep those fields nice for the people that do use them. But there's nothing that makes me more sad is, like, I live in a neighborhood where they close off the school grounds, like the playground. They just lock them up, and it just stays locked up. And I'm like, well, what's the point? Over summer in the afternoons when we're walking, and that's the only park that we have, and you guys are locking it up. I think schools should be like community centers, places for everyone around. But I understand why they do it too. So it's kind of tough.
So it's rough. It's especially, in my hometown, the stadium, the football field was just unlocked. Like, if you wanted to walk the track, go out there with your friends, you could just do that. But sometimes it's just different in the way school districts operate or the way the community is and whatever. So I don't think they do it now. They have a brand new turf field out there, so they probably lock it up now. But back when it was just grass and everyone was like, it's fine. You can go out there.
True. Are you working with any of the feeder schools to Taft, or like the elementary schools that go there? Or is that just a little bit harder to do since the kids are a lot younger? But there's PAL too.
Yeah,
right?
There is PAL. I try to. Since they redid the order of PAL this year, I was actually able to watch games. PAL soccer played in the fall, and they switched it with football. And the whole point of that was coaches of these sports from middle school and high school can actually come watch or coach those teams themselves and do things like that. I probably would have coached one of the teams myself if I wasn't first-time athletic director. But it was fun getting to meet a lot of those kids, the boys and girls. I actually know their names now. When I see the sixth graders on the PAL team, they already know what's expected of them. A couple times I'd let their coaches coach them, but a couple times I did pop by their practices and lay into them just a little bit, just to know, just so they know, put a little taste, a little fear. They're like, oh man,
you'll see me again eventually.
This guy's coming in on 10. What's going on? But they did really well. Last year we had a bunch of kids from Hawthorne Elementary come have. I had some of the 8th grade boys stay and do like a joint practice with them one day after our season was over. That was really nice. I had a former student that she was coaching the boys and girls over there and asked, I let them in the stadium, and they played on Taft Stadium, and it was a big fun time for all of them. We took a big old picture afterwards, and the boys I let stay, they got a lot of it. They said it was fun. At first they were like, oh, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, these kids are hilarious. Like, kid in the Manchester United jersey tried to slide tackle me. Like, what the heck? And they're just like, because the little kids are just like, oh, this guy, I'm going after him. Like,
yeah.
We're in the stadium right now, and they got the imaginary crowd going on. Yeah, their parents are sitting up watching the practice in the stadium. Dude, they're loving it. And I was loving it too, man. I let a kid take a pin on me. And I'm a goalkeeper, so I was just like,
So you weren't gonna let it go in, or what?
Well, at first I was like, I'm
gonna let this one go in until you realize he can shoot. Probably.
No, he could shoot. He was a fifth grader this year. A little energy kid. He plays with the. I was just like, I found out he was one of my former players' little brothers, and I'm like, what the heck? He put top right bench. I couldn't even get up there. I was like, geez. Who is this kid? You're not transferring schools, dude.
You're staying under my radar.
You're staying over here. Man,
funny.
you're not going anywhere. But no, it's fun. Like, a lot of that's important. I don't live that far from Hawthorne Elementary, so I live in a little community that I teach in. I think that's huge. Got several players that live around my neighborhood. They'll drive past the house. I'm cutting the grass. Like, Coach Parker. I'm like, yo.
Oh, that's funny. Coach B.
What's up?
He's real.
Yeah. Some of them put McDonald's in my mailbox. They're like, hey, we got you some stuff. Go check your mailbox. I'm like, what? McDoubles in there. I'm like, what do y'all think? Why would you do this? All right, I appreciate it. So it's been real nice. I'm trying to get a lot of our girls' sports to visit the elementary schools so we can start working on that. Like, they're adding PAL softball this year. So I'm hoping to send my 8th grade softball girls, Cleveland Elementary is across the street. That's pretty easy. If I got to go get a minibus and drive them to some of the other schools just so they can meet the kids, because, when you're a little kid, that stuff is hype. Mm-hmm. The middle school or high school players coming in their jerseys and stuff, even if they're just reading a book to you, like,
that's enough to make you want to go to that school and try.
And that's the hardest thing being in Oklahoma City, is building that pride into it'd be easier if it was Northwest Classen High School, Northwest Classen Middle School, or whatever. But every place has its own individual name and individual uniqueness,
individual system.
Mm-hmm. So it's really hard building that bridge if it's not a top-down thing. That's what a lot of the schools we're competing against around here have. Chickasha's program top to bottom, Clinton,
same
top to bottom, Deer Creek, Jinx, Union, all these places have this very strict pipeline to where they're going. And sometimes in Oklahoma City and even parts of Tulsa, it can feel a little discombobulated. So we got that with soccer so far. And then hopefully we can just spread it around. But it's going to get harder to do, especially with the new little transfer rules. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
That's going to be crazy.
What do you think about it? Does it seem fair? To a certain extent, for those players that do get transferred, move locations. Mm-hmm. But we know that's not. People are going to try to use it and abuse it.
People are going to. It's going to take some getting used to. I think a couple other states have something similar around us, but it's gonna be a little messy at first, maybe the first couple of years, and then hopefully it sorts itself out. I personally, I'm not gonna go. We're not gonna go play Capitol Hill Middle School, and I'm gonna sit there and talk to a kid and be like, "You're a 7th grader, right? It's not that serious.
Come on over here." You know what I mean?
I'm a firm believer in winning with what you have.
Yeah.
Occasionally you're going to get kids that move in. We always get an influx of Aztec kids kind of around semester when they start kind of going through their numbers and stuff, and we're the closest middle school to them, so sometimes they end up at our doors. But I'm not personally. I'm just like, again, we've got 1,200 plus kids in the building. We'll just make it work. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I feel like I'm a good enough coach. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to also trust the coaches to build their own unique cultures. Maybe what I want to do and do with soccer just won't work for wrestling. To some extent it will, and, I told every coach what I wanted at the beginning of the season. I don't care if you have 40 kids or the number you need to play. I just want to make sure that y'all are doing what we want you to do, pushing to make sure that they are eligible and that they are good students, that we are making sure we're developing them into good people, and making sure that we're developing them a love of the game and knowledge of whatever their sport is to be successful going forward. So, again, I'll play 11 and then just go from there and pour everything I have into those 11, or I'll keep all 40 around. Softball had basically enough to play, and our softball coach did so well with those girls. They made it to the second round of All-City for the first time, and who knows when, with a bunch of 7th and 6th graders who've never really played before, but she put that energy into them. We rebuilt cross country pretty much from the ground up. We had several that were committed that did it last year. We had 0 girls last year, and we have a girls team. Boys had enough to actually go get second at All-City. We lost by 2 points to Southeast. Volleyball girls made it past the first round for the first time, and who knows when. And girls basketball started off undefeated for the first time in forever. So a lot of that is just coming down to the coaches. This is what I want. You find your way of doing it. I don't want to micromanage too much. Now, occasionally I have to step in and, they're leaving trash in the athletics room, the wrestling room, or there's water in the water bottles in the dugout. I'll step in. When I have to step in, the kids are starting to realize, like, oh, man. I usually threaten them with bleachers. I'm not going to make them run bleachers. They don't know that. That's a soccer boy punishment. Yeah, so I occasionally step in, and I always let the kids know that I'm stepping in because I see potential. I want them to be great. Like, that old coaching saying, if you're being ignored, probably don't care about you.
Yeah.
So I let the kids know that, hey, I'm giving you this talk or laying these rules down because I see the potential to be champions in y'all, and I think y'all just sometimes they need to know what it takes to be a winner. They need that right mentality. And that's the biggest thing that has killed Taft teams in the past. It's just the mental aspects of it. We have the athletes, and oftentimes we have the coaching. Sometimes we don't have the grit to get through it as an athlete. We're self-defeating. The day of a game, a big game, we're doing a little too much goofing around in the hallway, or we think we're going to walk out there and just win, and it's not focused. And I'm trying to get rid of that because that's something that also hurts us at the high school level. And, we get so close so many times, Northwest semifinals last year, a couple state championship games, deep playoff runs. And it's just always something self-defeating at the end, and it's so disheartening. So we're just on a mission to just get rid of that. So baby steps, and hopefully see the fruits of our labor here soon. Some pretty great groups of kids coming through. So I'm real excited to see what they do at the next level.
Have you had any kids that have gone from your middle school team to go play varsity? Have you seen that translate yet on the field?
Oh, yeah. From that 22 championship team, my captain started as a freshman at Northwest.
Oh, yeah?
Scored a goal against Norman North in their playoff game to open up scoring for them, and just that kid's afraid of nothing. He actually went with Rise over to Spain to play when they went a couple years ago. Plays for Celtic down in Norman right now. Luis is a baller. Yeah, he's first one coming through, but a lot of those kids are about to
break through.
I think this year there are a lot of them as sophomores are about to get a lot of playing time, and it's gonna be a rough one this year. We're gonna have to be road warriors. Northwest Division, like we're playing in Tulsa schools this year.
Yeah,
we drew the short end of the stick. Like one of the games is away at Bartlesville. Like, gee,
dang. Well, hey, they could be going to Guyman. I think we had to go to Guyman twice in my high school time. So yeah. I mean, it happens, but tough groups brings out the best in all those teams. So hopefully by playoff time, they're out there on the 5th gear already. So that's good. That's cool. Sophomore. Does that mean you'll be helping Ross out a little bit, or you just be going by to watch?
I usually go by to watch. He's nice enough to let me sit on the sideline with them sometimes. I think for a lot of these games, especially these road ones in Tulsa, I got a Northwest flag made. I think I'm just going to be that 1 or 2 fan in the stands at Bartlesville, just whipping the flag around and just showing my support. Because sometimes, I just want to watch as they leave me, be less of a coach for them and be able to watch them and see what they can do. For certain games, I would definitely be on the touchline so I can get in.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to be their number one supporter. I mean, they could be the next Gatorade Player of the Year for all they know, you know?
Man, I would love it. Speaking of, I had them when they were little baby freshmen at Northwest, Freddie and Fide.
Did you?
Yeah. They were little teeny tiny freshmen in my class back then. I did not realize what kind of ballers they were at that point.
Ballers. I went to MacU to watch, I think the senior night, got to watch Freddie play. Mm-hmm. Baller down the wing. Like, to be a freshman, playing against older guys, holding his own, putting great balls in, just being a threat. I'm just like, dude, this guy, I can see why he won that award. He's a baller. So yeah.
Now, I didn't get to watch him play this freshman year. I think we had one game, and then pandemic.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to finish everything out, but I think we scrimmaged like Deer Creek or something like that, and I was just like, "Geez, dude,
take it easy."
Yeah, I was like, "Bro, relax. You're in 9th grade. Calm down." In a good way. So it's been, I've been, as soon as I ended up at Northwest Classen, I bought in to what Matt and Danny and them were doing over there, and I was hooked. I didn't even know I was going to end up teaching at Northwest Classen.
That's what I was going to ask you after this. Is like, did you ever see yourself doing what you're doing now?
Okay, I grew up in a very typical Oklahoma kind of sports household. I played football, played basketball, ran track, did all that stuff. I'm horrible at baseball. Never. Parents tried it when I was little. I was like, I hate this.
But you tried.
I tried. Tried a lot of things. I did tennis in high school because my basketball coach was the boys' tennis. I'll play any sport. I'll try anything. Skateboarding, tennis. Volleyball. Love playing volleyball. Got into that in college. That was fun. And soccer was just something that wasn't offered really back then where I was growing up. Well, first, I'm originally from East Oklahoma City, and
soccer?
Yeah, exactly.
Soccer?
I was just, my sister went to Douglas. We lived out in Spencer when I lived here, so it just wasn't something we did.
Douglas struggles with their program as well. So, I mean, to this day, it's still something that could be better. Mm-hmm.
So, again, with the way Moon is going, I'm hoping that can help continue. But it was just something I didn't really get into. The thing that really helped me originally catch my eye was the 2010 World Cup. I was starting to catch little tidbits of that, and I was just like, and the main thing that got me into it was like Shakira. When I heard the song, and I was like, it's in Africa, all this other stuff, and I was like, what?
That's a great World Cup.
It was. I went back and watched a bunch of the games in full to get the experience, and I was just like,
opened up with South Africa against Mexico.
Yeah,
man, 2-2 tie, some crazy goals. Yeah, that was a really good World Cup.
And then I was like, okay, and we had that's a banger, man.
Yeah,
it's a great
it is.
Song. And, I had friends in town that played club. We didn't have a soccer team in Bristow either at the time. And, I had friends that played. And I had a ball. I was like, okay, I live in the country. Why not? And run around. YouTube was a big eye-opener because I started seeing those, Messi and Ronaldo highlight tapes, those good ones from...
I used to watch a lot of Viva Football clips where it's just guys just doing guys in the worst way possible. Just plays, tricks, flicks... All of that. That's when prime Art Ronaldinho, 2010 days when he's hitting balls off the crossbar and catching them and doing it again. And
so I'm at my house trying this stuff. Again, I didn't play on any team or anything. I was just like, all right, this is fun.
All you need is a ball. All you need is a ball.
Really, though.
Baseball, you need a ball and a bat, someone to throw and catch to. Basketball, you need a ball and a rim. What can I go on? Do I need to go on?
No, you really don't. It's just the easiest. That's why it's the world's game, man. It's the easiest game just to pick up. And then college was a big eye-opener for me. I had friends who were from other countries. My roommate, Andy's Bolivian.
What school did you go to?
I went to OU.
Okay.
So it's just so many kids from OU doesn't have a men's team either, but there's so many kids there that just
I wish
play.
they did.
I wish they did too. They have a good club team that travels, but
Good women's team.
I love watching OU women play. So we're intramurals are like, hey dude, just come on. I'm like, all right, yeah, fine. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Get out there. Naturally, I can play goalie.
Yeah, what?
You've done all this other stuff.
You must have good hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, which I did, and I loved playing goalie.
That's a brutal position to play in, though.
It's a lot.
It's unforgiving.
It's unforgiving.
And if you're messing up, if your team loses and you're messing up, you're the reason why they lost.
You're the target, man.
Yes.
I always tried to make sure I was not the reason we were losing. At that point, I'm like, man, if you're just going to score on me, it has to be like a 2-on-1 or something, please, because I did not fear coming out to get the ball.
The ball might get by me, but you won't.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean?
I played football, man. You're not getting through me. 2014 World Cup was the first one that I truly
honed in on.
Was in it, and I was in it. I spent time in Costa Rica when I was in high school, so I was all in on Costa Rica, and they had a magical run.
That was in Brazil, right?
Yeah, it was the Brazil World Cup. I watched the absolute destruction of Brazil to Germany. That was insane. And then I had to watch one of my idols get so close to winning it back then and had to look on from afar. So I got real into it. And then just throughout the time, bought FIFA 2014 and was playing it on the PS4 all the time. Started watching La Liga games mainly. I was watching a lot of Barcelona games because I was infatuated with the way Messi was doing things. And I was just I was real caught up in the, those El Clásicos back then and everything. Yeah. I was just like, man, this is crazy. I love this. And then I just kept, it's a rabbit hole, man. Especially if I had like a taste and I just started like, man, I can watch this year round. Yeah. Okay, let me get a Liga MX team. Let me get a Premier League team. Get a Bundesliga team and an MLS team. We had the energy here. And I was like, I'm just going to just have a team all over the world and constantly be able to watch this game. At some points, I feel like I might have chosen some teams a little wrong, but I'm not going to backtrack on anything. I committed to this team. I'm not changing.
I think you get like one free pass to change, but like after your one free pass, like if you're changing, if you're a Man U and then you became a Chelsea guy and now you're a Man City guy, like there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, there's
when you get one pass, there's always why. Like why that team, and everybody has their story. I think I had read or heard somebody say it. Like, after this World Cup fever's over, if you're trying to figure out how to get into soccer, find a player that you like.
Yep.
Watch that player. You'll fall in love with that player. Before you know it, you're going to start falling in love with that team. And then you're going to start watching that team. And then before you know it, you're going to find the league interesting. Yep. Then you're going to like the league. And then before you know it, you might find yourself another team that you like for whatever reason.
Yep.
And that's kind of like how things go. And then another World Cup comes in, and by then, FIFA has you wrapped around their finger.
Jump in. Just keep going. So mine was the 2018 World Cup in Russia. I was really intrigued by South Korea, and it was Heung-min Son, and I was like, man, who are these cats? They just going after Germany like this? Do they not know what Germany did in 2014? I was just like, they just zero fear. All right, cool. I like this guy.
Yeah, Son became a Mexican. Because
y'all got the path into the.
Yeah, because they beat Germany, so every Mexican was just like, "Hey, Son, this is for you."
Yeah, man. And then I was just exactly how you said. I was like, "Who's this guy played for?" I didn't have a Premier League team at the time. Tottenham Hotspur, and I looked into them. I was like, "Okay, well, there's not a lot to be desired here." But
you're a real fan if you're a Tottenham fan.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, I like this guy. This is a lot like the teams I like in other sports. I'm a Thunder fan, OU, Michigan, and we've left a lot to be desired. We get so close, and then it's just heartbreak. And I was like, do I really want another one of these? So I took a coin between that and my friend who was a Man City fan, and I flipped the coin.
No way.
It landed for Tottenham.
That's crazy. Before the Champions League final?
Before the Champions League final.
Christ.
Only for me to then experience the same thing again. And I was like, what the heck, man? And it was just crazy. So I'm a Tottenham fan through and through. I'm on that Ange ball. Oh, yeah, thank you. I'm not changing it. I'm not going to backtrack and undo the coin flip to hop over on Man City side. I don't think they'll be with us much longer if all these charges come through. But
All right.
And just changed the whole face of Tottenham right now, man. It's fun. I'm not sad anymore every time I watch.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And the worst part is when you least expect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, but that's soccer, man. It's unforgiving.
Yeah. The
I
lows
have
are
my
low,
bandwagon team though.
the highs are high.
Yeah, my like, oh, don't worry, it'll be all right. Team is Bayern Munich.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If
That's
you
my
want some-
Bundesliga team.
some
I'm like,
comfort, you
yeah, we're
know?
gonna win, and we're just gonna roll with it. So, yeah, everyone else lets me down. Monterrey lets me down. I don't know why I chose Monterrey. I can't tell you why.
It's a good city, though.
Yeah, great city. I tried the PSG hype at the
Couldn't do
time,
it.
and I was like, I can't watch these games, man. I don't like it.
It's a little too distasteful. It's just, I don't know. Real Farmers League.
Yeah, like truly though. And then it's a not fun time to be a Barcelona fan. It is what it is. What it is. But
Well, I think it'll get better when Xavi leaves. No, honestly.
it's probably for the best.
I don't think I like him as a coach as much as I thought I would.
I know, right?
Too many excuses. I hate how he has an excuse for everything under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
It's too sunny outside. It's not wet enough. Where it's too early. We like to play
Yeah.
at night. I'm like, bro, it's just stop.
They have the players. They have the talent. They just gotta. Like, boils down to it. It's
Mentality.
mental at this point. And then I just can't help. Bellingham's a baller, dude. I don't wanna like it, but
Bellingham.
he's good, dude.
Yeah, he's the magic man right now. And hopefully he keep form. But they play so many games.
That's so many.
It seems nice from the outside in, but man, they're playing internationals,
It's a
to
grind,
weekends,
man.
to friendlies, to champions, to summers. They're gonna be playing every summer until who knows when. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be nuts, dude. Again, hats off to professional soccer players, man. And no other sport has to continue on this way. It's just, I mean, this year it's not going to stop. There's no break. They have AFCON coming up over the winter here.
Euros in the summer.
Euros and Copa America in the summer. That's going to be fun. It's going to be good. It's good to be a fan and watch these things, but man, as a player, it's a lot.
It's a lot on them. It always becomes evident like when the World Cup's coming and then you start seeing all the injuries happen, and then you have like a list of the top 11 that would be playing if they weren't injured,
Yeah, and they're all out. Yeah.
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 Are you excited for the World Cup to come?
Oh man, I'm so hyped. My mom and stepdad live in Houston.
Oh, wow.
Definitely going to, and I keep telling the kids this. I'm like, I don't care who it is. Going to a game. Going to a game.
You're either with me or without me.
I'm going to whoever's playing these group stage games in Dallas or in Houston. I'm going to have their jerseys. I'm going to be a citizen of the world, even if I've got to be in the parking lot with like a Japan jersey on.
Parking lots get
It's gonna be a good
Cowboys.
time.
I remember walking to I think it was a Barcelona Real Madrid game, and the parking lot was just party. There's a whole economy that goes on too.
Yeah,
People selling shirts.
dude,
and whatnot.
shirts. They got the big screen. I mean, I want to go in the stadium to experience a game, but if most of my time is
At Texas Live, it's gonna be fine.
yeah, it's gonna be totally fine. And we're in Oklahoma City. That's a little day trip.
If not to go to Kansas,
To Kansas City, Oklahoma, or Dallas, Houston.
Gotta
Like it's
go to
gonna be
Monterey.
crazy.
You gotta go to Monterey.
They keep showing all the pictures of the stadium, and they're just like, "Can y'all wait till World Cup?" I'm like, man, it's gonna be so solid. But
Mexico City, that's where I want to be. Even if I can't make it inside, I at least want to be
just
outside.
outside the Azteca, down
Smelling
there,
the
man.
smells, hearing the sounds.
You've been down there before, haven't
I
you?
have been. I went to the first time I got to go to Azteca was for my honeymoon.
Yeah.
And we did a little road trip. We were in Cancun, and we were supposed to be in Mexico City like Thursday or Friday. And the way the Liga MX playoff was running, well, look, Chivas won. Chivas plays America and La Azteca on Wednesday. I was like, babe, we got to do what we can to make it there.
Yeah.
She said, all right, do what you can. Bam. We ended up making it to the game, and I kid you not, like, I got goosebumps walking into the stadium.
Man.
Just even being outside and seeing all the people, all the tents, all the food. And then you're just like, dude, this is where Maradona won a World Cup. This is where Pele won a World Cup.
Yeah,
like,
man.
That place has so much history. So, yeah, look, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Crazy.
It's one of the, you have to go. Monterey is going to be nice to go.
Man.
Got to put it on the list. So, yeah, I'm excited for the World Cup.
That's going to be done. Are you doing, you're a Chivas fan, right?
I'm a Chivas fan,
Are you okay after America's win the other night?
No, but I mean, they cheated, bro. They always cheat. I don't know what they did this time, but they cheated somehow, some way. Nah, I mean, shout out to them. They won it. I wanted Tigres to win. I knew it would be a Tigres. I wanted Gignac to be the guy to take it from them, but it is what it is, man. 14. They're tied with Real Madrid in the league title, so yeah, we'll see who's the most elite. And then they have the Club World Cup coming too. Yeah. That's gonna be 32 teams. It's gonna be like
it's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun to check out too.
I know. You see the little clip of the Tigres keeper hiding underneath the tarp.
Yeah, that's funny, dude. That guy's a clown. He's such a clown.
Only in Liga MX's world.
They were like, we need to bring him to the MLS. We need a character like that. You got to be kind of crazy. He reminds me of like Dibu, kind of crazy.
Yeah, man. It never hurts to have a crazy goalkeeper. I'm not a crazy goalkeeper. I feel like I'm calm, cool, and collective. But I know several who are just like
crazy.
Why are you like this? And they're just like,
because you're a keeper, dude. Because I'm a keeper.
There's no in between. You're either chill or you're insane. Like there's no. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Well, man, I appreciate you for coming by and sharing the story of Taft, sharing your story. It's going to be exciting keeping up with them. I know those guys are. You guys just made an Instagram page too.
Oh yeah, Taft Athletics 1930. You know, I'm running that myself, and it's been good. I don't want it to get too crazy because I feel like there's a lot of.
There is.
I don't want it to get like highlight real madness on there, but I do want it to be just a quick little way to keep our families updated with what's going on, highlight our student athletes who are doing well, and maybe have a few laughs along the way. So it's not going to get real. Like, don't come up there and send me messages on there about individual kids and what schools they're going to and stuff. Please, y'all can stalk the page all you want, but
dude, it's going to happen.
Yeah, don't message me about athletes on there. I'm probably not going to reply or tell you.
Are you getting players recruiting high school coaches recruiting your players? Hey, send me what's this player's name? And you're just like, no.
I'm not getting that, but I am getting like schools following the page that I'm like, you're not Northwest Classen. What are you doing here? But maybe I'm trying to treat it like, okay, you're just supporting our kids here in OKCPS. Now, once the schools outside the district start adding it, I might get, what are you doing?
There's every high school team in the state now has an Instagram page.
Oh, yeah. And, shout out my inspiration, Northwest Classen Girls Soccer page.
Whoever runs that.
Really pioneering. I think it's Yoli.
She's doing a great job. The graphics, the designs. I do the stuff for the Football Factory, and I have to say Northwest Classen girls team might be one of the top ones with the way they post and all that stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, big inspiration. I went ahead and got the Canva Pro so I could start trying to.
You went and got them secrets?
Yeah, I try to get it built the same way, but it's been really nice, and for our parents and teachers and stuff who can't go to games, I try to be at every home event and at least post about what's going on just to keep our people notice. And for some of our athletes, we took esports to state. They went to Tulsa Union.
Wow.
They have state in esports, which is crazy. Northwest Classen got third place.
How they got state in esports but not for like soccer and basketball and stuff like that?
I know, right?
That makes no sense.
I wish they would bring it back, but we have a little coalition of middle school coaches that we're trying to get
state back
things going. Like how it used to be like that a long time ago. So yeah, if people want to become royalty or whatever, hop aboard the Taft Royal train, or Instagram and Facebook, Taft Athletics. There's a blue wallpaper. Don't accidentally follow like whatever pages the students make. Like, you don't want to see whatever they make.
Follow the official.
Follow the official, and it'll have plenty of stuff on there that makes it look official. So,
as an athletic director, I'm curious how you feel about your teams having Instagram pages.
So the rule of it is when I was making the page, I was asking our district communications person how it worked. And essentially, if it's the coach running it, we need it can say that it's the official or whatever, and then that we need access to it. So we need the password and everything. So if something goes wrong or the coach leaves,
admin,
we can pass it along to the next person. When the kid, which a lot of the kids make their own, they just have to just express that this isn't the official whatever. Because, man, I've been, as a coach, before we'd had pages, you know, the boys would make a page and then follow me. The girls' team made a page and followed me. Several other schools' kids made pages and followed me. One of the really funniest thing was a kid at Jefferson made like a Happy Father's Day post or whatever, and it had like a Jefferson logo as the dad
holding.
The memes are funny, and they're holding multiple kids. One's Taft, one's Southeast, who they beat in the championship. That's and funny. Everything. And I'm just like, I love this. I can't post. I would never, as the official account, post anything like that. But I think it's hilarious.
It is
when the kids do it. When the kids and fans do it, I think it's funny. I think it's a part of. I was cracking up during soccer. So everyone just kept using the Grand Theft Auto.
Yes, the dog. Well, let me tell you.
I think I sent you one for PC West.
But it can cause problems because I had a kid, and I'm not going to say the school's name because it'll. Basically, they made a post. They sent it to the Football Factory. I see it. I have no horse in any race, so I'm just like, I'll just post it. Little did I know, coach reaches out. Hey, who sent you this? And I said, look, man, I don't know if I should be telling you. Basically pleaded his case. Like, hey, I explicitly said, hey, no creating any memes. Don't be sending this kind of stuff.
Oh, like it was one of his own players that did it.
Yeah. And that's kind of what ended up happening. Somebody sent it to me. They got in trouble. I don't know what ended up happening, but girls team. There was a girls team incident as well where the girls posted in one team and then they responded and then they sent it to me. So I had to post it because if I share yours, I feel obligated to share the response at least. But little did we know... I mean, it could be all fun and games, but some people
they're
don't
also kids, and
that's the way they communicate, you know. You know. But yeah, I that's why I was curious. You're an 80 now, but you're making the Instagram page. Yeah, it's that's crazy now.
Yeah. So while running the page and as the AD, I keep everything in house. I'm not directly antagonistic towards any of our other schools because, again,
just to be clear,
now behind the scenes with their ADs, we talk trash a little bit, but like it's all tongue in cheek. It's all within bounds. Like, because again, at the end of the day, we're all
on the same
OKCPS, and like I said, I'm proud of the Jefferson boys for doing what they did last year. Going out, regular public school, winning all city, those kids are going to do great. When Southeast makes the playoffs, when Capitol Hill makes the playoffs, or Northwest Classen, I'm just happy that an OKCPS school is showing out at the end of the day. I love our city. I love our public schools. Am I biased towards Taft and Northwest Classen? Oh, yeah.
Of course.
I do the commentating in Northwest Classen games, and I don't hide it.
Nice.
But, I mean, it's all out of love. Friendly rivalry, but out of love. Yeah. It is what it is.
It's what they say, rising tides raise all boats.
Pretty much.
Is that what it says? Is that how it goes? I think so.
The other schools being good makes us have to be good to beat them, which makes my boys better off when they go to high school. So if the competition in the city is up, that's a good... I don't have to now go play schools outside of Oklahoma. It's like last year we went and played Piedmont. Great game. Went to penalties. Won. So, Chris, if you're hearing this, he's the Piedmont boys coach, middle school. Maybe y'all can get your chance back this year. We'll see. Out of love. We went to OU together. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it was out of love. He had a great team. He's good. He raised.
I was like, this is what we were just talking about on Instagram. I'm just kidding.
They are not Oklahoma City Public School,
so they can get it. They can
get a little bit. But like, if the city is great, we don't have to go play outside competition to prepare for the onslaught that is 6A soccer in Oklahoma. So I want all the schools in Oklahoma City to be good because therefore, I want other districts to fear playing all of us. It just helps everybody. So if all the middle schools are good and constantly battling it out to win all city, that's better off for all the high schools they feed into. So we can keep this place a little fortress from top to bottom. it'd be pretty nice. I mean, I guess 5A's kind of a lock, but whatever. We don't. I'm not here to talk about that. That's a fun little rivalry, but I don't have a pure dog in that race, horse in that race, whatever the saying is. So
Gotcha.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Gotcha. Well, regardless, I appreciate you for coming and record with me. We've tried to make it happen before, but for whatever reason, mostly on my part, things fall through.
Dude, it's fine.
But
it's life.
This was great. This is
fun, dude. I'm really hyped to finally be here. Again, big fan. It's been a cool journey watching it go from how it started to where it is now. So
thank you.
I appreciate what you do.
Which one would you say did you like the most? Did you gain any insight from hearing from any coaches or anything like that? Or?
Man, I actually follow quite a few of them now on socials because of seeing them on here. But if we're being honest, my favorite episode is the one where you guys just had a conversation about fatherhood.
Oh, really?
My son is about to turn 2, so I was a fresh young father. So it was really nice and really refreshing hearing a conversation like that. So
you can relate?
I really, really enjoyed that one. I've actually listened to it more than once, a couple times, just because it's good to have that space and have those conversations. So I was really about that one. But no, they've been fun, man.
I'm surprised how I haven't heard that. That's not the first time I've heard that.
Really?
About the fatherhood episode being one. I think good. Mario was the last person that said, "Hey, that episode was good." So
it was really good.
Maybe we got to do something else like that again.
Oh yeah, man. No, it was that one. That one was solid, and I was hoping you asked me that question before I came on. And I had to answer immediately. I was like, yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, because we were drinking on that episode too, so it might have sounded different at the beginning than it did at the end, but the message was all the same.
The message was all the same, but it was a real conversation, and those are the kind of conversations that I feel like more people need to have, and I think our generation of fathers are doing a good job for the most part.
That's a good stat that we see that fathers in our generation are spending more times with their kids than they were before.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. I try to be intentional. My kid is 6 and 4, so it's different attention than when they were the age that yours were. But nonetheless, it's all not easy.
Yeah. No.
It is not easy.
He's doing the most right now sometimes. I'm like, why are you doing that?
He's
just like,
he
put his shoes on by himself today. I was like, when did you start doing that? He's like, did it today. All right, let's go. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. You only have one?
We only have one for right now.
Nice.
So, well, the plan is for more in the future, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, take it day by day. That's what I'm doing.
I feel that.
Day by day. Well, regardless, again, thank you for coming on. Do you have anything else to say? Any words you might, I'll clip it, and any words for them middle school Royals now that the season's coming up?
Hey, what I told y'all at the beginning when we had our meeting, not everyone can be a Taft Royal, so take advantage of what's in front of you. You're either with it or you're not. No love lost. Just is what it is.